The second type is the emotional empath, and this is my type. And since I've been a little girl, I've been an emotional sponge, and I've been able to sense what's going on in the world very acutely in my own body. And I couldn't go into shopping malls and crowded places without getting anxious or depressed or feeling that I was taking on the stress of the people in the shopping malls. And I would go to my mother, who was a physician, and she would say, "Oh dear, you just don't have a thick enough skin." Oh, now well-meaning mother's comments. But that's not the answer. The answer is learning how to become calm and centered and not absorb the energy of others. So the upside to an emotional empath is that you have a big heart and you're very gifted at helping others. Your sensitivity makes you exquisitely passionate and open to the world and the sensual life. It's very important. You're emotionally responsive and you can relate to others. You know how to feel compassionate and put yourself in their shoes. A beautiful quality. But the downside of the emotional empath is that you're prone to depression or anxiety or fatigue because you take everything on into your body. You may have difficulty setting limits or boundaries. And how do you know if you're an emotional empath? Ask yourself these questions. Have I often been labeled as overly sensitive? How many of you have been labeled as, oh, okay, the number of you. Am I emotionally drained by crowds and require a lot of alone time to revive myself? Aha, yeah, a lot of hands went up fast with that one. Emotional empaths always want to go home. Do my nerves get frayed by noise, smells, or excessive talking? How many of you? All right, this is something empaths can really relate to. And if you're an empath, you have an exquisitely sensitive sense of smell. Do I overeat or binge on carbs to relieve stress? Empaths often do that to deal with negativity or stress. How many of you do that? Okay, so these are all signs that you are an emotional empath. And in terms of how to balance this, this is so critical. It's important to understand that it is not your job to take on other people's stress. You can be compassionate without doing that. It's so important for empaths to have time to decompress. An empath needs alone time. And if you can schedule that into your life and make that a regular part of your time management, it will make all the difference in the world. Now, an empath also has to define your square footage needs. An empath needs to have their own space, whether it's their own bedroom, their own space that they can go to where they won't be bothered. And this includes no hovering around the door. Empaths can feel it if there are people outside hovering. So it's important, though, to have these creative conversations and realize this about yourself and tell the other person so that they don't feel that it's personal to them. And it's important to be able to set boundaries if you're an empath. Just remember that no is a complete sentence.